Glock or SIG? I'll choose a Glock. He carries a Glock. He loves Glocks. He's not gonna. I'm just gonna answer the questions for him from now on. So Glock.
I mean, yeah, I do own Glocks. I like Glocks. I like SIGs too, but you know, just kind of depends on what mood I'm in that day, I guess.
This Gunz-N-Stuff is not going very well. I came all the way across the country to not get a solid answer on anything. Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Daniel, and this is Gunz-N-Stuff, but it's not a normal Gunz-N-Stuff. This is Gunz-N-Stuff at Aero Precision. I am here with Kirk. Kirk, what do you do here?
I am the product marketing coordinator here at Aero Precision.
What is that?
I go get coffee from my boss in the morning, and I take out the garbage.
I can do that. Do you get paid in guns?
No.
Okay, now I'm not gonna.
They feed me occasionally.
They feed you.
They feed me occasionally.
So we are here to talk about Gunz-N-Stuff, but I'm gonna be honest, I'm really just here to get my check. I think I've sold at least 4 Aero Precision guns. They said it was 3, but one guy bought a lower and then an upper 3 weeks later, so that counts as 4 guns. So where's my check?
It's right here. So it's an IOU for 1 sticker. We're out of stickers right now, but if you subscribe to in-stock notifications, let us know when they come back in stock and we will send one your way.
And this is why being an influencer sucks. So we were talking earlier about Aero, and I toured the factory. I didn't show any of the footage because all that I could really show you guys was the floor, because they have a lot of proprietary stuff. It's legit, it's dope. Talk to me about the culture of, the biggest thing I saw was really innovation. People really figuring out like what's Aero doing that's new. The new really cool stuff is happening behind the scenes, which is allowing them to keep up with the manufacturing process and keeping up with keeping shelves stocked. So talk to me about Aero's culture. Has it always been like that? What have you guys done to keep stuff moving forward and on the cutting edge?
Yeah, so we have a really diverse group of employees with different backgrounds. So we have, our marketing people, we have our machine people, and a lot of our machine people are really like, they're machine people. They're not gun people that got into machines. That's what they eat, sleep, breathe is machines.
Yeah.
And it allows them to like streamline a lot of those processes and kind of just make the whole thing run more efficiently. It's like a well-oiled machine. We get a lot of different perspectives, across all departments. We got all these perspectives, and it kind of just meshes together in the super awesome gun company. And it's, overall, this is a really unique experience to be a part of. And
so I'm a big fan of Aero. Really like the guns, and I really liked Aero. I didn't know why until I came out here and met the guys and realized that the way they come across is genuine. They really are just dope people. Talk to me about the culture. How have you all cultivated that? Because it's very apparent what you see online is the gun company that you all are. You're not pretentious. You're not the cool, fast roping guys. Talk to me about the culture of your company.
Yeah, so we're all like super passionate about what we do. The one common thread we all have is in some capacity we're all gun people, and we're all very passionate about what we do. From the marketing department all the way to shipping, customer service, manufacturing, we're all really proud of the brand. We're proud to be a part of this, and that kind of carries across the board. So we want to best represent, that core, those core values that we hold. And it's very organic in that sense. We're not pretending to be something we're not. We're regular people. We like guns. We have skills that we can bring to the table, and we want to share that with the world. So.
I think the biggest thing I got from coming here was, you said it, regular people who enjoy guns. A lot of companies, I'm not going to name any names, you feel like you have to be something or achieve something in order to qualify for that gun or be worthy of that BCM. And you feel like you have to really be that cool guy. But with Aero, we're gun people that love guns and love shooting guns. And for me, that's really, I love that.
Yeah, we like to cater to every person's gun company. We like to build, we like to help people build. We're there for the tinkers, the builders, the people that are just real passionate about it and want to get involved. You don't have to be jumping out of an airplane to use one of our products. So that's something we're really proud of.
I don't know why people are jumping out of perfectly good airplanes. So let's get into some questions and let's talk about guns, ARs, and Aero. All right, questions. So SIG M18, viable EDC choice, too big of a grip. So that's just a lot of words. That's just a lot. You could have asked, is the SIG M18 good? So thoughts on SIGs?
I like SIG. They do good stuff.
Are you allowed to say that?
I guess. I like a lot of people in our sphere. A lot of people do good stuff. Variety is the spice of life, you know?
Cool. The M18, if you're into safeties, grab it. For me, it's more of like a cool historical piece. It's the one that got confirmed or whatever. If you're strapped for cash, I might just grab a normal 320 and keep it moving. Next question. What do you run on your plate carrier? Plates? Do you have a plate carrier?
Yeah, I got plates. I have a thing that holds a can of Dr. Pepper. That's about it.
Cool. Yeah, so Dr. Pepper and plates is what you should hold on it. Why is it so hard to get a concealed carry permit in Maryland? Because Maryland sucks. It's a trash state and they don't care about people's safety. Do you guys have may issue, shall issue here? What's
we're a shall issue state, so you just gotta so you gotta go apply with your local law enforcement jurisdiction, and then depending on the volume they're seeing, they send you your concealed weapons permit in the mail, and that's about all there is to it. They take your fingerprints and answer some questions, kind of like what's on a 4473, and you're off to the races.
That's not fair. That's not fair. I smell Daniel Precision collab coming up.
Daniel Precision collab.
I could just see it right there, Daniel Precision.
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
You got to sell like at least 5 more guns. And then
5 more guns.
And then we'll talk about it.
Halfway there, 2 more years to go. So, ooh, best complete lower that you would recommend.
I'm a big fan of the Aero Precision M4E1. What furniture you get, that's kind of dependent on personal preference. We offer them in many different configurations, so you can kind of pick what works for you. That being said, though, you're not limited to that. We do have our EPCs, which are good for like PCC builds, and then our M5s, which are for like your AR-10, 308, 65 Creedmoor. So it kind of just depends on what you want. I'm a big fan, though, of the M4E1 personally.
Okay. Rounds per clean, AR and pistol. I'm gonna get into trouble because I don't think I clean my guns. How often do you clean your guns, and do you recommend it?
I mean, it depends. It really depends on the use. The type of ammo you're using can affect that. Whether you're using a suppressor, whether you're using a suppressor, that can affect it. It's just kind of a case-by-case thing. You want to get it obviously before you start having reliability issues. But you don't need to do it like after every 5 rounds. It's not like something that you need to be super by the book about. It's just kind of a weird open-ended answer, but it just depends.
I think cleaning your gun is important. Lubing your gun is imperative. You can have a well-lubed gun that's really dirty that will run. Your dry gun will not run. So I think having your gun lubed is super important.
Yeah, it's just like anything. It's preventative maintenance. It's like an oil change for a car. You just got to do it. Make sure you keep up on it. Your gun will serve you well, I guess, if you take care of it and make sure all that preventative maintenance is kept up on. Don't abuse them.
You missed a perfect opportunity for a lube joke. I just tossed it to you and you just flew right by. But
I did fly by.
Keep moving. PCCs as a primary go-to. You talk and then I'll talk.
Yeah, so PCCs are really interesting. REPC is awesome because it takes Glock mags. So if you're really like invested in Glock and want that magazine interchangeability, like the EPC9 is a great way to go.
Well, I'm really invested in the Beretta PX4, so how can you help me with that? Me and one other person.
You and one other person. Well, I don't know. I'll run that one up the flagpole and talk about PX4 mags, but nothing against them. But Glocks are pretty apparent as the standard, so to speak. So, that's just one thing that I like to have people consider. It's just, everything's application based. So.
Yeah, I think that's it. PCC is your primary go-to. Go-to what? Go in your house, in your car, where do you live? It's really specific on the type of life that you're living, whether this platform will work and it won't work. Do you live in an apartment? Do you live in a house? It's very hard to say this one gun will be perfect for this situation unless it's 300 blackout and you want to miss stuff, then that gun's perfect for that situation. He has 300 blackout. So,
I have 3 of them.
3 of them. Says 3 great paperweight. So yeah, I really think PCCs are a really specific gun for a specific thing. So know what you want to shoot, know you want to use it for, and then that'll help show you how you should use it better or how you should apply it. Make sense? I'm having a really hard time focusing because these guys are losing it behind camera.
Kirk from Aero Precision gets roasted by the Daniel Accord.
Good. Sewing magazines loaded or unloaded?
Yeah, so magazine springs aren't gonna wear out like quick from being just loaded. What'll wear your magazine spring out is those cycles. So when you compress it and then let it stretch back out, that's what's gonna wear it out. So if you're leaving it loaded, it's really not any sort of concern. If you're using a good magazine, like Magpuls, I have ones that I've left loaded for a very long time and they work just fine.
Cool. So, is that your inability to take care of your stuff or it's really good?
I mean, it's really good. It's,
So eventually by the end of this, he's just gonna stab me in the leg because I'm just gonna not stop. So yeah, for real with magazines, it's really just, if it's loaded, you're going to be fine. For me, I like to rotate stuff out at least once a year. Probably should be more often than that, but I'm not balling like that. But I feel a lot of things that people are worried about, guns, dry firing, and things like that, are based on older platforms, 1911s, revolvers, 22s. Today's modern guns are pretty much built, you can run them and you'll be fine. Yeah, and like he said, the perfectly good point. You can cycle them out if you're worried about it. You know, cycle them into range mags if they've been loaded for a year and you don't want to like trust them to something more important. Ever considered making Aero handguns? They already do. Yep. Any 308 optics you would recommend? I mean, just something from a reputable manufacturer. I'm a big fan of Leupold personally, but like EOTech, Trijicon, all these companies, they do. Burris, you know, Walmart, $13.99. Yeah, I mean, anything, EPC is actually a really good example of this. Blowback 9mm are notoriously hard on optics. So you just want to get something that you know is going to hold up to that abuse. And is going to work for you when you need it to. So I will say that if you're going to get a PCC, make sure you put a quality optic on it. I have one and it beat my little sight mark to pieces. That thing would not hang on for dear life. So if you're going to run one of these guns, make sure you get a quality optic on it. Once again, application driven. Application driven. Okay, behind the scenes Aero. This table shakes a lot and they don't show you that on the YouTube or Vimeo. So whoever made this table, it's probably the floor. The table's really nice, actually. Okay. Whoever made Aero's floor needs a pay cut. That's all I'm saying. The floor's 100 years old, yeah. I still cut their pay. Fingers are too short for double stack Glocks. Do grip reductions fix this issue? If a Glock frame is so big that you're having issues, you're probably going to cut too far into the frame and run into some issues. Other small frame pistols that you'd recommend? If you like Glock, they do really good stuff. No one likes Glock. We just have to run it because it works. Yeah, I mean, you know, I like them, but the Glock 43s, they have the 43X now. That's a smaller Glock if you like that platform. Okay, time for me to get on my soapbox. Why does everyone go to the Glock 43X and not the 48? The 48 is a way better gun. I mean, you know, it's all. No, it's not. That's science. It's application driven. It's application driven. What application is a 43X better than a 48? It's shorter. So some people just like the more compact. Depends on how you're carrying. When you're carrying, the grip is what prints, not the slide. I mean, I've seen people carry some weird ways. So they're wrong. They are wrong, but we got to accommodate that. That's just my soapbox. Stop buying Glock 43Xs and buy a Glock 48. It's better. But yeah, if you don't like that brand, you know, I mean, this is obviously coming from a fellow gun manufacturer, and I appreciate what a lot of people do. So it just kind of, you know, what do you like? The SIG 365 is really popular for a reason. The XL is really good too. Yeah. So it just kind of depends on what you like. This is why companies don't invite me out, because I don't shut up. You got the AR guy out here talking about what other. Yeah, I build AR. So the best pistol is. And what red dot do you recommend for a new shooter who wants to shoot competitions? Again, it's just preference, what application you're using, what kind of competitions you're shooting. Some people, if they're doing like some 3-gun matches, you need like an LPVO so you can zoom in. You did ask about, I think it was red dot specifically. So just something quality. I mean, something that's not going to fail you in the middle of a match. If you're new, I'm looking around, there is nothing around here that you can afford. Is that a Vortex? I believe so. Is that the Crossfire? Yeah, so that's a really great optic. The new one's really dope. The Vortex Crossfire, they updated the battery. That's a really great optic. It's like 150. Holosun makes some really good optics. I'm just waiting for you to make a face. Everyone says, Holosun, they're not proven. Oh, no, everybody's got, you know, it's, you know, variety, like I said, variety. I'm going to nail him down to an answer one of these times. No, you're not. No, you're not. I'm going to figure it out. Is the EPC a good gun? EPC is a great gun. Boom, there we go. That's a good reputable company to get slide milled. JagerWorks does really good work and they have fairly good turnaround. Any other recommendations? Competent Machinist. JagerWorks is a good one. It's useless. Fact or fiction, the CZ Scorpion is head and shoulders above the SIG MPX. I don't even think legally you're allowed to answer this question. I really like the Aero Precision EPC 9. That's all I will say. This man, he has like a cue card that just says EPC 9 the whole way down. So for me, the Scorpion is a better platform because you take into account price. A fully built out Scorpion which I think is fairly comparable to an MPX, is going to be cheaper than MPX. So if you factor out price, MPX wins hands down. But if you factor in price, I think the Scorpion's a little bit better. He's useless.
Okay.
Recommended barrel length for EPC or any other 9mm PDW, barring the fact that it's situation dependent.
Okay, yeah, well, my first answer would be situation dependent. So pistol calibers are designed to run out of short barrels, so really as short as you want to go comfortably. I personally really like the 8.3 inch. Gives me a little bit more rail space to mount lights and stuff too. This is an 8.3 inch.
8.3.
So, and that's got our 7-inch handguard on it. That's the rounded version. There's a more specific length on that, but
and a Dead Air Wolfman.
And a Dead Air Wolfman, yep.
Is there any barrel length out or extreme distances where you diminishing return, you don't need to run an 18-inch 9mm?
Yeah, you don't need to run an 18-inch 9mm. 16-inch has its purposes. You're not getting much extra velocity out of that, but for like certain competitions, 16 inches are great, or if you just like the feel of a full-size rifle, 16 inches is awesome.
Awesome, good stuff. Rattle can spray your guns. No, you buy a builder set at the beginning of the month.
We told them to say that.
Yep, I don't like saying stuff that I'm told to say. Favorite Aero product? You can't answer this because they're all your favorite. The M4E1. For the price, that thing is legit. It's legit. There's a lot of really legit stuff into it. I keep saying legit because I really like it. The trigger guard is dope. The safety selector, the etching in it, it's just a phenomenal lower. I really, really like. There's a lot of lowers out there. I'm a really big fan. It has a set screw in it too, right? Yeah, so it's got a tensioner screw, a couple other things. It has a 440 set screw in the back, so when you're putting your takedown pin in, you don't have to fight with your plate. You can put that in. Your bolt catch, instead of being a roll pin, it's threaded. So it's designed for the builder, and you get billet features in forged price. So it's a, personally like it. Is that on the box, billet features for forged price? No, it's not. But why isn't it on the box? I don't know. Who's in charge of that? He designs the boxes. Why isn't that on the box? I just scribble with crayons and then give him stuff, and he throws it in the circle file. This man's giving you gold, and you're not using it. Yeah, favorites. Good question. What's with patches? Why are they so popular? So I went around this place, and it is like the patch mafia in here. Like people's entire cubicles are covered in patches. They don't work. They just collect patches. So what's the deal with patches? Why are they so popular? I mean, they're just fun. It's just like something you can collect that's pretty inexpensive to get into, I guess. We have like a hierarchy here of like who has the coolest patch wall. I'm pretty low on that hierarchy, but some of the people I work with, they have some pretty impressive patch walls. So yeah, just one of those things. You gotta collect them all, you know? Yeah. It's situation-based, so. It's situation-based. Patches, so they're situation-based. Ever shot with noodles on? How much fun was it? I've never shot with noodles on. I've played with noodles. Noodles are night vision goggles. They're super fun. I went hiking with some one time. It was a fun time. Yeah. I have. They're cool. If you can't pay cash for them, avoid them. Favorite 3x magnifier for a red dot on an AR? I like to stick with whatever brand I'm running. I'm not a big 3x magnifier guy in general, but like if you get an EOTech, I would get the EOTech one. I think Holosun does one as well. Holosun has one. Vortex has one. Just so you're not dealing with height issues if you're running the same mounts. Yeah, that's unpopular opinion. Not everyone, most people I see who run magnifiers don't know how to use it and end up pulling it out of the way. Learn how to run your red dot first. Run it really, really well. You should be able to poke stuff at 300 yards, no problem with a red dot. If you can't, you suck. So I would really say learn how to run your red dot and then get a magnifier on the back end. Usually people just get it to look cool, but don't know how to run it. LPVOs are awesome too. So there's 2 different routes you can kind of go. That's the nice version. Looking to get into AKs, which ones should I look at? Which ones to avoid? Yeah, I work for an Aero company, and I think Eugene Stoner got it right. But I'm an Arsenal fan for like a non-custom, like Rifle Dynamics and Meridian Defense do really good stuff. But for like more of an entry level, looking to get into AKs, I think Arsenal's really solid. I'm in Maryland. I have no idea about AKs. All I know is people keep talking about shovels. And is quality dropping as a result of high demand? I've had to RMA several items recently. Well, first and foremost, I would like to say I apologize that you've had several issues. That's super abnormal. The first thing he said definitively all day. Yeah, it's super abnormal. We are producing a ton more. So year over year, we're at like 50% right now. And we're making steps to make sure that's all done sustainably in respect to our QC. Realistically, our QC hasn't gone down at all. It's been maintained. It's actually, our defect rates dropped a little bit. You're just online, you'll see like as a quantity a little bit more, that's just because we're making that many more parts. So as a percentage, that hasn't changed at all. And like I said, I want to emphasize we are
making sure every piece of growth we put into this company, we're doing it sustainably and not sacrificing the quality of our products, because that's something we are super proud of.
That's big. That's really, really big. It's really easy to just ramp up production if you cut your quality just, like, not even a big bit. Like if you cut, say you have a 10-step process to clear a gun, you cut that down to 8, guns will fly out, and they're not doing that here. Also, they are, like, it is late, and there are people right now working. We're going to be working long into the night, and that's not even counting the side that's working 24 hours. Like, they are cranking out guns.
Yeah, and something else to just hit on with that, if you are a part of that really small percentage that does have an issue for some reason, we'll get you taken care of. We don't want to send out bad parts, and if we do, we want to make it right. So
one fun thing is, I was out here 2 years ago, and I was like, oh, I'm close to Aero, and I remembered that I needed some screws to replace on my handguard. So I call you guys, and I'm like, hey, can I get some screws sent to my house? And like, yep, we'll send them over. And the screws got back to my house before I did, and I was like flying out in 2 days. So I'm like, y'all are killing it. So they are really, 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 really good with getting anything you need fixed and getting it back out. Little behind the scenes, I wouldn't say influencer, but a thing to do. You will get a lot better response and a lot better rapport from a company if you reach out to them with an issue you have before you go online. If you have an issue that's persistent and it's an issue with the company, I'm not saying don't say anything, but reach out to the company first. One, if there's an issue, they want to know about it. Like, they want to know if something's not working properly. And then 2, they want you to be happy, and then put it out there, but do the whole process. I had an issue and they fixed it. A lot of times people just want to say, this thing sucks, it's trash, because I need clickbait, because I need more views. And that's not really beneficial to anyone. So if you have an issue, not just Aero, but if you have an issue in general, reach out to the company first. And then if they're terrible, then we descend upon them.
Yeah, and we track everything. If something's having an issue, we want to make sure it's not persistent.
Here. They're like crazy nerds.
Part of my day-to-day is I go over to our tech department and we talk about, what's going on. Are you noticing anything abnormal that we need to get on top of? So we're super cognizant of that, and we want to make sure we're putting out good products, and we track it not only while it's here, but when it leaves, to make sure we're not sending out bad products.
That's good stuff. Nerd. Okay. Why is Aero located in such an anti-gun state? Why not move to Texas? That sounds like a Texan speaking. Your state's not that great. Calm down.
Yeah, so I know this is something that's kind of been a hot topic. We did announce we're moving to Lakewood, which is actually adjacent to Tacoma. It's local. We're moving local. We're not going to Washington from somewhere else. And up until recently, Washington's been pretty good in respects to Second Amendment rights. But we owe it to not only our local customers, but our employees. Our employees are part of the secret sauce here. That's what makes Aero Aero. We owe it to them to not just be like, peace out, we're going to Texas. Because if everyone just starts jumping states, eventually there's going to be nowhere to go. So
that's big. I live in Maryland, and I get that question all the time. Why do I not move to a state that's more free? Because I'm not a punk. Just straight up. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of the lawmakers who are making laws that are determined in this country, they don't live in DC, they live in Maryland or Northern Virginia. And I have every intention of making my state as pro-gun as possible to keep pressure on them. And that directly is correlated to what happens at the federal level. So yes, if a state is completely lost, do what's best for you and your family. But I'm not a huge fan of, oh, it's not, I don't like it, I'm just gonna roll, I'm just gonna leave. No, I love that you guys are here sticking with it and making sure that this state turns. So I'm a big fan of that. Can I get my free gun now?
No, you gotta sell 3 more.
Aero, possibility of more handguard length options. When's the 28-inch coming out?
We're not gonna do a 28-inch handguard. Sorry for everyone running 30-inch barrels. But we actually did just release a couple new handguard lengths with the EPC when it came out. The EPC takes AR-15 handguards. The barrel nut on there it takes a mil-spec barrel nut. So our Atlas lineup of handguards we released, it's a 10 3-inch, I believe. And then we did the 4.5-inch, which is a little shorty guy. So yeah, we are putting out new handguard lengths. Just kind of keep an eye out. If you missed those, they're there.
All he said was you're not paying attention. Why does Aero Precision's website have absolutely nothing available? So you're saying I can't get a t-shirt or a sticker? There's nothing available? Why don't you have anything on your website ever in the history of history?
Well, we make a really good product. People want our product. So people buy our product. Right now is a time of extremely high demand for the entire industry. So anyone that's making reputable good products right now is having the same issues. We're restocking very frequently. We mentioned earlier there's some steps you can take to help find those products when they do come in stock. The issue is that they just sell out so quick.
So I'm starting to get frustrated because I get this question all the time. Like, I'm on the take for Aero. You've seen my check. You know what I make from these people. If you check when the stuff is available and check back often, you'll get whatever you want. Every time I see that question, I went on the website at 3 in the afternoon on a Monday and it wasn't available, and I never checked back again.
Yeah, and I've built, this is me personally, I buy my parts just like everyone else. I go on our website and check out.
That is a lie. I saw him pull something out.
No, don't put that on me. But I've built like 4 guns through this whole thing. And counting. I'm still working on some builds. Some stuff's harder to find, I'll acknowledge that, but you just kind of got to be persistent and diligent with checking, and you'll be able to finish that build eventually.
He said you're lazy. So Silencer Co versus Surefire? That's an awful choice. I'd hate to pick between the two of them.
I'm a dead air guy personally.
I am too. I really like dead air stuff. Mainly their mounts are dope. Surefires, I don't like shooting cans off guns. Silencer Co, I like my cans to come off my gun. Next question. What new shoes you eyeing? I'm looking at his shoes, and we're just not going to talk about shoes right now because it's just not going to be a very interesting conversation.
I'm wearing Odie Green 511s.
511 make shoes?
Yeah, these are like tennis shoes from 511. They're super tight.
They're not tennis shoes.
They're like, or I don't know what to call them. They're not like boots.
They're not nice.
Hey man, I like green.
I couldn't tell. Any plans doing a meetup with DMV people at a local range in the near future? So I think they're talking about like the Department of Motor Vehicles.
That's what I thought.
So yeah, that's what everyone thinks.
Who wants to hang out at the DMV? That's like awful.
With guns, that's the rest of your.
Not touching that.
So the DMV is DC, Maryland, Virginia, but not the whole part of Maryland and Virginia. It's just the southern part of Maryland and northern Virginia. So if someone says DMV, that's what they're talking about, that whole area right there.
Okay.
And yes, and when I say yes, I'm super busy, so probably, maybe soon, but I don't know. Who painted Aero's May builder set?
It started with an E.
He's not getting tagged in
It
this.
started with an E.
Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands.
Because that's what it looked like, because it looks jacked up.
Can we drop that? Can we say who did it? Yeah, can we say who did it? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, to be straightforward, it was Eli Urian. He's very talented, does a lot of really good work.
So I'm going to be honest. I have an issue where I don't like plugging people. I just love talking negatively about everyone. However, Eli's dope. He's legit. He's the guy who painted my Glock. He's the only person I trust to paint my guns. Like, I don't send my guns anywhere else. He's legit. So he did the builder sets. Check his page out. Tell him to paint your guns. But I'm sick and tired of him sneaking in here and getting free publicity. You need to pay me for that, Eli. Love your intensity, but is it 24/7?
He has not stopped since he got here. I need help. I need coffee.
I would say no, but I've been up since 4, so maybe. No, everyone's not on all the time. When the camera turns off, I'm gonna go sit in the corner and cry. So I would say I'm very passionate about this stuff. So the minute the camera comes on and we start talking about guns, I get really excited, I get really animated, and I start knocking stuff over. So not like this all the time. When we're talking about guns and how the VP9 is trash, I get really excited. So what's the best ranges in the DMV area? Again, DC, Maryland, Virginia, not the Department of Motor Vehicle. I'm a big fan of Machine Gun Nest. They carry Aero stuff. It's always in stock. I'll just go there and like take pictures of it because people are like, there's never stuff in stock. Hit up the Machine Gun Nest. They're dope. They carry Aero stuff. My favorite range is the DMV. Best ammo for the Aero 22-inch 6.5 Creedmoor upper. 6.5 Creedmoor.
Yeah, 6.5 Creedmoor. That's pretty much the only requirement. Each barrel is a little different. Some barrels will shoot a certain ammo really well and not others, and vice versa. So if you're not reloading, get a couple different brands, shoot them through your specific barrel, see what that gun likes. If you hand load, even better. You can kind of tailor something with what projectile, powder charge you use, and really squeeze the maximum accuracy out of that barrel.
All right, guys, that is it for Guns and Stuff this week. I want to thank Aero Precision so much for having me out there. The fact that I'm still here and I'm not stabbed means it might have gone well. So, Kirk, any other final thoughts? How can people get in touch with you guys? How can people keep up to date, as if you haven't said it enough?
Yeah, so to get in touch with us most frontally, aeroprecisionusa.com. That's our website. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Reddit. Feel free to reach out to us on any of those platforms if you have any questions. And then we do have a customer service tab on our website. So
awesome. And I saw the customer service section. They got like helmets and spears. They are ready for you guys.
Please be nice to them.
Please be nice. They're really nice people. That's it. Thank you all so much for having me. I had a blast coming out here. I love Aero Precision now more than ever. They knew what they were doing. They knew I was coming. If you have any questions that I wasn't able to get to, please shoot me a DM. I'd love to help you guys out. If there's anything that you guys need, please hit up Aero. They would love to help you out as long as you have money and you're not a jerk. So until next time, I cannot wait to hang out with you guys for some guns and stuff.